Hi guys, former Tony Blair spokesman Alastair Campbell had some pretty harsh words for the ex-Prime Minister and soon-to-be ex-MP Boris Johnson, referring to him as a turd. Now Campbell here in this interview also compared the former PM to Donald Trump, somebody who is only out for himself and somebody who's willing to lie through his teeth in order to win public office. Our friend Alastair here certainly wasn't holding back. Have a listen.
You've got an extraordinary coincidence going on today. You've got Donald Trump in America and Boris Johnson in London doing exactly the same game, which is basically doing what they've done all their life, lying, not facing up to their own responsibilities, and having their enablers pretend that they were ever fit for public office. Boris Johnson, anybody who's ever known Boris Johnson, knows that the guy was a liar, a charlatan, utterly unfit for public office. He's done fundamental damage to the country. He's done fundamental damage to the standards in public life. And his letter, his statement tonight, is utterly Trumpian. It blames everybody but himself. It rewrites history. And the sooner this turd is flushed down the toilet, the better.
I love this. And the sooner he's flushed down the toilet, the better. But he keeps coming back, as always. And why does he keep coming back? Because there's a small group, fringe element within the Conservative Party and within Parliament that want him back, that believe he can win elections. Yes, he did win an election. But it was based on what? Based on lies. The general public, I think, are tired of Boris Johnson. But unfortunately, this group within the Conservative Party and in the media itself love him. They want him back. Whether he wins elections or not is sort of indifference to them, especially those in the media. But they see him as a tool. He's able to manipulate them to push his lies, and they're able to use him to sell newspapers and to get clicks and get traffic to their websites.
And I was interested in what Sam said. He said, of course, the media love Boris Johnson. That has been part of the problem through this whole story. Boris Johnson has never been fit for public office. And what he's doing tonight, he's trying to create the next chapter in the narrative of Boris Johnson and have his enablers and friends in the media and a dwindling bunch of politicians try to peddle that narrative to the British public. And I hope that finally the British public have seen through it. And I think they have. I think Boris Johnson, I agree with the previous speaker, Henry Hill. I think the guy's finished. He will carry on being a noise. He will carry on, as Henry said, throwing hand grenades. He will go off and do what he's always done, look after his own interests. Like Trump, he cares about one thing and one thing only, and that is himself.
Well, to be fair, it's not the media, is it? It's been the public on a number of occasions. You know, he describes in this statement the massive majority he had, the biggest since the 1990s. As you know, he won in Labour London twice against a sitting Ken Livingstone. The guy's a winner in the country. That's the point, isn't it?
Well, he's won elections for sure. He won an election as mayor, as you say, in what is effectively generally seen as a progressive city, and that's because he pretended to be progressive. He won the referendum by lying. He won the referendum by pretending to be something that he wasn't. He won the general election by saying that he would get Brexit done with his oven-ready deal that was anything but. He won against Jeremy Corbyn. And as Sam and Henry were saying, he's now decided that actually he is probably better served for himself, which, as I say, is all he cares about, by trying to preserve the myth of the winner, which you are continuing to say.
The media have, in a sense, figuratively speaking, blood on their hands when it comes to Boris Johnson's damage, the damage he inflicts upon Britain and the world to a certain extent. Because they don't challenge him. They don't hold him to account. Yes, the odd journalist will ask him a difficult question, but this is not robust journalism. I think another point here that maybe Alastair didn't pick up on or didn't mention is the problem is not so much the public. The public are starting to realise, well, Boris Johnson is a liar. He's unreliable. You know, people who voted for him and for London Mayor believed that he was progressive, and when he wasn't. People believed the lies of Brexit. He told them things would get better. He told them that there wouldn't be a border in the Irish Sea. He told them he'd get Brexit done. All of this, of course, were lies, but they were lies delivered in a way supported by the media, because if he was not challenged on these things, then the public believed it. It helped sell. It was being helped to be sold by the media itself. Boris Johnson told his lie. He didn't get challenged. Then the media completely dropped the ball. But as I was saying, there's a point that Alastair Campbell didn't mention, is the party itself. Boris Johnson still has a lot of support within the party, and I mean that what I mean by that is the members. The MPs are falling to the wayside, but the members, a lot of the members still think Boris Johnson can win elections. Boris Johnson is their man, and unfortunately, until the members give up on him, I think he's going to be a turd that refuses to flush. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.